Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Moonlight channel. The boy Moonlight here with my guest Mamito. I'm gonna introduce her. Her name is Vestine Umugiei, but obviously, as you just mentioned, she goes by Mamito. She was born in Butare, Rwanda in 1988. She grew up in Kigali until she got to the US in 2007. Mamito, welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Very honored to have you.
Thank you, my pleasure.
That tastes so good. Anyway, Mamito, we have icebreakers. We have deep questions. I'm gonna start with icebreakers.
Yeah. Fine.
I just introduced you to the viewers, who you are and everything. But in what language would you like us to have this conversation? In Rwanda or English?
Either way, Rwanda or English.
Well, I'm glad you understand both.
Yeah.
So, the first question I'm very curious. How often do you go back to Rwanda?
I've been there since I got here. I've been there a couple times. The first time I think it was in 2015, and I went back in 2018. My little sister had a traditional wedding, which was amazing. And
Wow.
then that was the last time I went there in 2010, in
Okay.
December.
Okay. What was your impression when you went back? Had
Beautiful.
anything changed? since
Yes,
you-
definitely.
Okay.
Because when I got here, 2007, there have been a lot of changes. And yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can attest to that because every time I go back to Rwanda, it's something always changes. Like
Right,
every time I go back, I feel like I'm going back to a new place.
right.
So kudos to the country and everything that they're doing, and I'm very
Amazing.
proud of the country.
Yes.
Now, so during this critical times that we live in, you know, COVID-19, obviously it's a global pandemic, so nobody's spared. What do you do to protect yourself and remain basically safe?
Oh yeah, I try to follow whatever CDC says. Wash your hands and wear mask. And fortunately, I've been able to be working from home since March. So working from home been helping me as like stay away from large crowds and protect other
Okay.
people.
I mean, that's a very important decision for the U.S. Government to facilitate, or even agencies to facilitate people to stay home and basically to kind of decrease the rate of people who get affected. So it's been helping a lot. But as we all know, over a long period, since at least March, because I remember that's when we started getting into some kind of curfew and staying home.
Right.
So as we all know, from that point on up to now, how do you think the U.S. government handled the COVID-19 case, or even the whole process? How do you think they handled it?
I don't like to think about how the government handle things because I'm not into. I don't know what they do like behind doors. I don't know their whatever they are encountering in order to handle some situations. So I try to avoid understand how they're handling things. Yes, there are some areas I assume or I think they should have been better, such as like the way the curfew, as you said earlier, the curfews, when to wear a mask. Because when this thing started earlier, I don't think people were fully
Aware of what
aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a little bit mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like understandable
Right.
type of way.
So, I mean, looking back after people started knowing noticing what was going on, what they had to deal with.
Hmm.
What do you think? How do you think America did compared to other countries?
Definitely a lot of more testing.
Mhm.
I guess we had more sources
Mhm.
in terms of testing, and I think America did a lot, and that's why we probably see a lot of cases compared to other countries because they do a lot of testing,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't compare. I didn't do my research compared to every single country, but definitely a lot of testing,
Right.
and that's why we have a lot of cases compared to any other country.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fair point, and absolutely. We're not all involved in research. Whatever happened, and we wish everybody to remain safe worldwide, and we hope that next year is going to be a different year.
Hopefully.
Yes, ma'am. So, what do you do in life? What's your career?
My career, I'm in an accounting field.
Okay.
Yeah. I work for a rental company, and I'm in accounting.
Okay.
Yeah. My department is not just accounting, but it's like business management, and yeah.
Okay. Was that your major
Yes.
in college?
Yes, and
Okay.
accounting.
Okay. So, was it easy for you to get that job after you finished your school, or is that where you went straight, or did you do other things in the meantime?
It wasn't easy because I didn't like get the job like straight to accounting. No, I had to work my way through it. The company that I work with, it's a huge company, and I started. Funny enough, I started as a driver.
Wow.
I started as a driver, and then I got promoted in the inventory department, and then got promoted in customer service, and then since I was doing accounting in school, I got promoted in the accounting department. That's how I ended up in accounting. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was easy, but I found my way there.
Yeah. So, and I'm very proud of you. As far as because it takes patience to
Yeah.
to get promoted and to wait for your turn.
Yeah.
So, what does that tell people that are looking at us right now? As far as being patient and not changing careers, as soon as something doesn't work in your favor.
Yeah. Definitely, it all starts about what you want in your life and how you see your future going forward. I'm a patient person. Like I'm very patient, and that helped me go through the entire phase, from the bottom to whatever I am now. But they have to know what they want in their life and then achieve it, and that they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So even back in Rwanda, what can you tell people? This is not just specific to the U.S. Back home, since you were raised there for some years of your life.
Yeah.
What can you tell young kids that are looking at you right now, trying to make it in their life, in order to maintain that patience to get to where they want to be in their life, both academically and professionally?
Oh, sure. Academically, I'm gonna give you a funny story because it's yeah. When I got in this country, I didn't speak English at all.
Okay.
So I was like, we're raised francophone. My primary school is in French. My high school was in French, and I got here after high school. So when I got here, I didn't know any type of English other than hello, how are you? Thank you. That type of English. And then when I got here, funny enough, my first job in America was like when I was learning English, but it was like on my school, and it was interesting because I had no idea what they were talking about. Not only is like the English that we learn back home, and the English here, it was pretty interesting. So the first job I went, I was at Burger King. Burger King, it's like a McDonald's.
Yeah. It's fast food.
Fast food. And then.
By the way, I still love the chicken sandwich.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I got there, and then for some reason I don't know what they told me. I don't know what they were explaining me. But the first week, you go through training. I was like, yeah. The whole time I was like smiling, trying to be nice to everybody, but I had no idea what they were talking about. So the first week, they showed me how to clock in and clock out. Like how you clock in and then you get paid for the whole week or whatever you clock out. I had no idea what they were talking about. So the first paycheck came to 0.
And you worked.
And I worked the whole time I worked. Wow. I was like, 0? I'm not volunteering at the end of the day. How did I end up having 0? And then for some reason I don't remember clearly, but I went to my manager and I was like, I have a 0 paycheck and I've been here working many hours. And
your manager actually saw you working.
Exactly. How come I didn't get paid? Like I had.
That is so funny.
Yeah, get to that point. Like that's a small story to tell kids on what.
The type of challenges.
Challenges that you get through. Like, if you want to do whatever you want, it doesn't have to be professional wise and become a singer. You have to go through challenges, and those challenges are the ones that strengthen you out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. That was very funny, but sad at the same time because I don't know if you ended up getting your paycheck.
I did. Because I used my sign language. I was like, I walked in, they cut me a check. Thank God.
Absolutely. So, as far as people that come here and they don't speak English and they don't know who to go to, because I'm pretty sure that there are people that would like to come to America or go to any other country that that has a language that people don't speak.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice to them? Should they persevere and be patient, or should they not come here at all?
Oh no, they can come here. Yeah, they can definitely come here. As my example previously, I didn't speak English, but here I am. I think I'm doing good.
You're doing very good. So what helped you, basically come out your shell and start learning English?
So, as I said previously, I came after I finished high school, and to start college or university, they test you for English language.
Yeah.
And I did fail. But I failed.
Yeah.
Like a serious fail. And I had to take ESL classes.
Okay.
So they put you in classes it's a writing, verbal, all the classes that you have to do in order for you to be able to understand to go to school. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mami, we're going to delve deeper into our questions. And where I'm coming from, we know what our country went through. Um, you are a genocide survivor,
Yeah.
and you haven't gone through that horrific phase of your life. Can't even begin to understand what you went through, and I'm not even going to ask you much
Yeah, please
on
don't.
that point. But the reason why I'm raising that topic is that you coming to America as a genocide survivor, having gone through that past, coming here as a lady, you didn't know anybody here. I'm assuming even if you knew someone, it wasn't someone who was going to basically guarantee your future because you had to work from the ground up. How did you do it? How were you able to survive and actually to get to a point where you can even basically sustain, living on your own?
Right. I don't know. Everybody have different stories, and then the way you said like I'm a genocide survivor, like everybody have a different stories, and I was fortunate to have I call my dad who brought me in this country, and it's like you get a path to go to success.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but he paid me. He's not my biological dad, but he's the one who here you go to America, go to school, figure it out on your own. And that's my story. And there's some people who have like totally different stories. And yeah.
So after getting here, because I understand everything that you went through, how do you put that aside and be able to focus on your future without
get distracted?
Yeah, without your past coming in your way. Because the reason why I'm asking this is that you have a lot of people that come here. I'm gonna tell you two categories. You have people that come here and talk about the reason why they failed or the reason why they went to into drugs, into other things that basically kept them from flourishing in their career or education, is because of their past. Basically, they use that as an excuse. I'm not going to say or judge them because I don't know how that feels on their behalf.
Right.
But the reason why I'm asking is, how were you able to basically use your past to turn into a positive perspective or future?
Okay. For me personally, I always go back as I have to make my family that was not there, that is not here, I have to make them proud.
Yes.
And I have to be if they're watching me out there, I'll be are they watching me happy? Are they watching me? I'll be what are you doing? Type of thing.
Right.
So I always try to be would if my mom or if my dad would be here, would they be proud of what I'm doing? And to come to your point, when it comes to people who get here and getting drugs, again, as I said before, people go through different stories. There's some people who can handle it, depending on their lives. However, sometimes some people get lost. When they get here, some people get lost, and depending on who they hang out with, who are giving them direction to whatever they want to do in their life.
Yeah.
And I think, my focus is I have to make them proud.
Yeah.
That's how I always go.
That's what guides you.
Yeah, that's my guidance. I don't know other people, but that's I have to make my family proud.
You have something that you look at and you focus on it, and you're like, this is what's going to guide me,
There you go.
and I'm not going to derail.
Yeah. There you go.
Gotcha.
That's your focus.
Gotcha. So, as far as being a lady in this community, an immigrant,
Yeah.
did you feel like it has somehow affected you in one way as far as having opportunities? Maybe you think that you would have had better opportunities had you been maybe a guy or somebody from here who was born from here?
What do you mean? Compared to people who were born here?
Yeah. Do you feel like immigrants don't get as many opportunities as people that are from here?
Definitely a little bit. Like to get back to what I said previously, I didn't speak English. That is like if you don't speak English, you can't do anything at all.
Right.
Like that's one plus to whoever was born here, and not only that, you have to work twice or triple to prove yourself that like, hey,
Right.
because where I came from is Africa. For some reason, everybody think Africa is the worst, third or fourth world for some reason.
Right.
Even if we are like, we are so smart, we are brave, we can do. It's just the resources that we didn't have.
Right.
And to come here, you have to prove that you can do it.
Yeah.
So proving that, you really have to. Let me tell you, no, joke around, like to prove them that you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's make it clear, for people that, you just raised a good point. For people who are not familiar with Africa, Africa is not a jungle. It's true. Africa is not a jungle. Africa is a continent. By the way, it's not a country. It's not a country, and the capital city is not Johannesburg. Africa is a continent that has approximately 54 countries, last time I checked, and it's a continent full of intellectual people. Some of them teach actually U.S. universities and elsewhere.
Right.
And just like Mamita was talking about, she's trying to be humble, but we're trying to educate ourselves, inspire other people, but at the same time educate people from here who are not familiar with the continent, people from there and things like that, and who haven't been outside the US or Europe or wherever you're coming from. So basically we're going to continue our conversation, but I just wanted to make sure people understand. Thank you so much. So basically as part of Rwandan diaspora, you've had to go through, all these, challenges, and I'm very proud of you. Particularly, the reason why I always focus on the gender issues is because, ladies tend to be taken advantage of everywhere. It's not just here; everywhere they are,
Right.
they tend to be taken advantage of in one way or another. It's true that immigrants have limited opportunities at times, but when it comes to ladies, being an immigrant, but also you're a lady,
Right.
that can be kind of, even more challenging. So kudos to you, as far as the being part of the diaspora is concerned. So, Mami, I would like to thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Because first of all, even, let alone the career side or the diaspora side, the reason why we, conduct interviews with people is because we want to inspire others. As a young woman, we expect others, whether they're, in Rwanda, elsewhere, who haven't gone through, you know, any type of obstacles,
Right.
to learn from you.
Mhm.
That's why we conduct all these interviews,
Mhm.
and we appreciate, you know, everything that you've talked about today. And I can't go without asking you this question.
What is the question?
What is the best advice you can give to someone who wants to come to the U.S., especially if it's a lady
Mhm.
who doesn't know anybody here, who always hears about the U.S., where, you know, there are opportunities. You know, if I go there, I'm gonna live large. I'm gonna live in a better situation and things like that.
Mhm.
What can you tell them as advice?
The advice, to begin with, you have to know if you really want to be here or not. And being here, it's not that crazy as people in Rwanda say. Yes, I think we work more than people who are in Rwanda, such as like we don't have people to wash your clothes, iron your clothes, wash your shoes. We don't have that opportunity, but you can do it, and it depends on your whatever you want to do in your future. And I'm gonna focus on the young people because I came here after high school. It's a really good opportunity. Like you learn and you know who you want to be in your life and what you want to be. It's very changing. And it helps. There's a lot of sources to what we have in Rwanda. And when you come here, you can always go back and help the country. That is one thing, and it will help not only you to learn something here, it will also benefit the country where we come from.
Exactly. So basically, get ready to basically work, because you're not gonna have that maid washing your clothes or ironing or
get ready
doing
for
all
work.
that kind of stuff. So you become more independent.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
And it teaches you that independence, because when I got here, trust me, I didn't even know how to cook. But I learned how to. You start from omelette, and you know how to cook yourself, and you know how to like make your breakfast, make your lunch, make your dinner. It teaches you a lot of independence than like, if you have your family and somebody's making you a meal, then you making the meal.
Well, all I know is that somebody is very like you. Thank you, Mami.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank you for
conversation.
having me.
And by the way, cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Moonlight channel, your boy Moonlight, having a conversation, candid conversation with my girl Mamito. And thank you very much. Subscribe and like, comment, and see you next time. Peace.